Hey guys, and welcome to Dweeb Culture's reviews on Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, Episode 2, Reactions and Review. I'm tired of these mother rats on this mother submarine. Stick around. Hey guys, and welcome back to Dweeb Culture. As always, I'm joined by my co-hosts Mitch
Hey guys.
and Cole.
Hey, what's going on?
And this week we are reviewing Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. Now, if you're not aware of what this is, it is a Netflix animated show about Resident Evil that has just come out. This is episode 2. Yes, Mitch, you are correct. And we did episode 1 earlier, and we'll have a link to that one down below if you haven't seen that one yet. In any case, a lot happened in this episode. There was some betrayals, there was some murder, and there were some killer rats on a submarine. So there was a lot of things going on. So Mitch, how about you break down a little bit for us what you thought?
So overall, I'm really liking the direction of this show. It's just, being in 4 parts, obviously the story's progressing very quickly, but it's a really good mixture between the pre-existing knowledge of the games and introducing the new story and still being friendly to the user. I mean, we kind of know that Leon is this big hero. For those of us that played the games, we know that Raccoon City is the first major outbreak from, I believe, Resident Evil 2 of the zombie virus, where they had to eliminate a whole city to contain the virus as it spread. They hint at that here, but they don't focus too much on it. They don't really focus on, hey, you guys need to know this information, so much as, hey, here's Leon. He's a protagonist. He's experienced with zombies because of this other event. Boom, this is the new story. And we got to see something a little bit different here with the submarine scene and the direction that Shenmei and Jason, right, immediately turn off to, which ended in a pretty enthralling cliffhanger at the end.
Yeah. Last 5 minutes were pretty crazy.
But we have not yet heard from Cole, who did not get to join us the last week. So I'm curious, Cole, what are you thinking so far, man?
Yeah, this show is cool because I feel like I'm watching like a video game storyline, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, I used to stay up all night watching games I hadn't played, just watching the storylines on YouTube. But yeah, awesome.
You also used to just watch me play games.
Yeah, and watch you guys play games. Yeah. And I was very content with that. But anyway, yeah, like the show, like the gore, always been a fan of Resident Evil. But yeah, in this episode, did not expect Leon to get just straight up murdered. I thought he would play out a little bit more.
That was
Jason. Jason got murdered.
Leon has Jason. The boy band haircut.
Leon killed Jason.
Okay,
yeah,
Leon's the good guy.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy, obviously, in this episode. So you're kind of starting to get a backstory. So we have the A storyline, which is them on the submarine, kind of figuring it out. They're talking. Jason talks a lot about fear or terror, which is intriguing. And then you kind of see at first you see 1 or 2 dead people in the main control center of the submarine. So you're kind of thinking, oh, a virus is there, and then you even kind of see the dead people pulpating, and you're like, what's going on there? Is the T virus on the submarine? And then all of a sudden you had a quick turnaround action of Jason and Shen just straight up killing all these people. And you're like, what is happening? Like that completely shocked me and grabbed me by surprise. At the same time that all that is happening, you have Claire pursuing her beeline, which is her investigating into the history of this Mad Dogs group that was shot down earlier in the first episode, and we didn't really get to see. We kind of got to see their end game kind of there, but the rest of the groups, we didn't really get to see what happened to the Mad Dogs necessarily. And so we see her, she is figuring out that all these people committed suicide. Now, why they committed suicide, we don't know. At this point, we didn't know when she was discovering it. She did say Jason is the only one left and some other guy that she did not reveal. And then toward the end, I don't know, did you guys see the the end credit scene?
No,
I did
I
not.
missed one.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys missed the end credits scene. So that's
didn't
why
do
I'm
our
talking
homework.
about this. So this is going to be a spoiler for you guys then. So we kind of get a little bit more of the beeline in the end credit scene. We see Claire walking up to the house that Jason was having a nightmare of from the very beginning of the episode. We see her going into it, and then she goes, and you guys remember all the pens that dropped at the very beginning of the episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are, I think, from what it kind of seemed like to be, those were injection pins to make you not get over controlled with the virus. So my thinking of that is we did see in the first episode where Jason shot himself up with the pen, and we didn't necessarily know why he did that. Well, now it's kind of lending itself to the case that he shot himself up with the pen because he is in fact infected. And so he's using the EpiPen, for lack of a better word, to keep himself from being overtaken by the virus.
Now that is consistent with what we see in the first episode, because you'll remember the Mad Dogs is a military unit in Panam Stan that Jason was specifically a part of, but I think the soldiers, I don't know if the soldiers in the first episode were Mad Dogs or just other soldiers, but they were infected, but the infection, the T virus didn't manifest until they were already dead. It didn't kill them and turn them the same way that it has for other characters. So maybe that's explained by
thing come from.
So Claire walks into that room. She steps on one of the pens, and a little bit of goo type of thing comes out. So I'm kind of thinking that is a some type of medication for the injection. But she also sees one of the guys with a blown off head, and it's situated in such a way that he committed suicide. He blew off his own head. So my thinking, the virus overtook him, and with his last gasp of air, he was able to commit suicide and kill himself, so he didn't turn into the infected parties, which is why I think all of the people have committed suicide, because they were eventually overtaken, and they probably made a pact. Instead of, just becoming a zombie and having an outbreak and killing lots of people, they were just going to off themselves.
Oh, maybe. I didn't think about it that way. I was thinking maybe they were committing suicide.
She's going off her lead of the drawing of the mute girl and or mute guy of the drawing and trying to get to the bottom of.
And then that led her to realizing that all the Mad Dogs except for 2 had committed suicide. So at the same time that that's happening, we do realize that there are infected rats on the submarine that are killing who's left of there. But we didn't actually see any zombies on there. We only saw infected rats, correct?
Well, zombie rats.
Yeah, zombie rats.
Yeah.
Now,
so
with that scene specifically, right? Jason and Shenmei, through the flashbacks that we get from Claire's investigation, and I mean, I think that was all due to Claire's investigation, not just general flashbacks that were happening. But we do get introduced to when Shenmei first meets Jason. We do see the Mad Dogs as at the time, they do not appear to be familiar with the T virus. They're like, what's happening here, right? As they find out the zombies. So maybe at that time they weren't yet infected, but we do know from the previous episode that it was American soldiers that brought the T virus into Panam Stan when they were killed by the rebels. In this particular episode, when they're doing the flashbacks, that kind of serves as the foundation for the ultimate scene of the episode, where Shenmei and Jason essentially want to go off grid in Shanghai to investigate the origin of the T virus, but mainly investigate the American government's involvement in it. Leon is not down with the methods that they've used, not necessarily their desire
getting
to investigate,
to the bottom of it, but they killed the entire crew of the submarine.
Now, here's the part that I don't know, is it coincidence or is it linked? The White House had an incident of the T virus being released and turning several White House staff into zombies. The submarine has the incident of infected rats being smuggled on board. And at the same time as this breakout's happening, Jason and Shenmei start to kill the remainder of the soldiers. Are they responsible for the T virus breakout?
That's my guess.
That's a great question.
And Shenmei, that's her name?
Yeah, Shenmei.
Yeah, and also with her locket of her long lost love. You guys catch that picture?
Yeah.
Now my guess is that was the the guy they rescued and then turned into a zombie in the flashback.
The body there, maybe.
Right. Yeah, that's my guess on that guy, and she has her own personal connection, and that's what she's trying to get to the bottom of. But yeah, that was a little tidbit for her personal voyage.
Yeah, I think the ending part was pretty crazy too, when you have Leon just turn and kill Jason. I thought that was crazy. That was all bubbling up to something. I'm like, Leon, hey, if you say no to this offer, you realize they're going to try to kill you, right?
Yeah.
They just killed a bunch of people. The only reason they left you alive is because they think that you can help them. If you tell them you're not going to help them, they're going to kill you.
And
like, you
funny
can
enough,
look out for it.
They all arm up before they have this conversation. Like, I like that Jason and Shenmei are like, oh, here are the weapons. Here, grab this one, Leon. Hey, you just armed yourself. By the way, you're on our side, right?
That was bad tactical planning for these tactical officers.
Well,
but it was
bad
very
on Shenmei for not just shooting him while he's shooting Jason, right? Yeah. Like she was right behind the corner.
She was kind of around the corner. I don't know that she knew it was evolving at the speed that it was, and we saw already that Leon.
Well, she was listening. She was listening. I mean,
yeah,
she could have just turned around and said pop.
We saw already that Leon is kind of like John Wick. I mean, we saw in the White House, he's shooting zombies in the head without looking.
I know,
and
right?
then here, he beats Jason to the gun and 10x center mass dead. Dead. Heart shot. And then out. He's in the gun battle and he's out. You know,
little pet peeve I had with Leon is that long hair is just not practical for seeing zombies.
But that's his look.
Leon's got that boy band look, bro. That boy band look.
Anyway, so Cole, what are your thoughts on the show? Because you watched these two back to back. What are you thinking?
I did. Pretty awesome with all the action and the gore. The things we all like about these sort of movies or shows. And yeah, we have a obvious hero in Leon, and he stole my heart with the long hair. You know.
There you go.
And yeah, it's progressing nicely. It's it's like watching a video game storyline. It's cool.
All right, Mitch, what did you think of this episode?
Solid 8 out of 10. It's taking it in a good direction. You know, they're short. It's kind of hard to do something that's completely groundbreaking, but nothing really disappointing yet. I'm enthralled. You know, I want to know what's happening. I can't wait till we can watch this next episode.
Yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you. 8 out of 10. I think it is very, very solid. The storyline looks really good. I'm intrigued. I want to know what's going on. What's Shenmei gonna do? Are they gonna team up, or are they gonna be perpetual enemies? He did just kill one of her coworkers, you know. So yeah, I'm into it. I'm really looking forward to the next episode, and it's gonna be very hard to wait a week to watch this episode, and so that way it's nice and fresh for the next time we do this. All right. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Mitch and Cole, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks.
Of course. Thanks for hosting.
So excited.
No problem. All righty. So thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, subscribe down below. Let us know. We still don't get very many comments, and we definitely do read them and react to them. So really appreciate all the help you can give us, and we're going to keep going. And as always, this was Dweeb Culture. Dweeb Culture. Live long, and may the force be with you.
Later, guys.
Later, guys.